Roasted Chicken Sofrido. Sofrido stands for fried, one of my favorite ways to cook a roasted chicken, but with my small twist. I mean, just look at it. It's everything you want on a plate. It all started with the first rain we had, and we also changed the clock to winter time. I started to think of home and family dinners, and food that gave me comfort. That thought of family and comfort made me think of this dish, Za'atar roasted chicken with crispy potatoes and caramelized onions. It's a simple dish that you slowly cook, checking on it from time to time, and the result is just pure heaven. I mean, you tell me. Can there be anything better than chicken and potatoes cooked just right? So to make the chicken marinade, what I'd like to do is to combine first all the spices and the garlic in a bowl and then add the chicken last. So to do that, we start with 1 tablespoon of sumac and 2 tablespoons of za'atar. The recipe you can find in the link above. 1 teaspoon ras el hanout. It's a spice that is widely used in the East Mediterranean, and you can find it in specialty international market stores or online, and I will leave a link to in the description below. 3 cloves of garlic smashed, half a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper, 2 teaspoons salt, olive oil, now whisk well, the smells are intoxicating. The lemon that's coming out of the za'atar and the smell of the oregano and the garlic and the sumac is just so elevating. Breaking the chicken, I like to organize my working area with a cutting board, a chicken deboning knife, and if you don't have one, then you can use a knife with a thick blade, paper towels, and of course, the chicken. I'd like to break the chicken into the thigh and the drum. To do that, turn the chicken and then identify pretty much the joint or the knee, which is right here, that space, that spot. This is where you want to pretty much cut the chicken and separate the two. Like so. So you can see that's why you need a deboning knife, and you can see how it's also clear. Okay, a clear cut. Arrange the skin a little bit and then put it aside on the tray. Now let's marinate the chicken. I love using this system of a large Ziploc bag in a bowl because it contains the mess and saves me time on washing dishes later. I love cooking, but dishes, not so much, so I highly recommend it. Now place the chicken in the Ziploc bags and pour the marinade mix that we've done before. Now give it a good rub, the way you would rub your back or someone's back or feet. Just give it a good rub, making sure this marinade gets inside everywhere. Try to get as much air out as possible before sealing the bag. I just try to squeeze the air out as I seal the bag. Take it to the refrigerator for it to absorb all those flavors for about 6 to 8 hours or overnight. While the chicken is still resting in the fridge, let's prep the vegetables. There are a couple of steps we need to follow here, but don't worry, it's easy and I'll be with you every step of the way. So let's do it. Quarter 2 small size onions. Going to cut the tips first, so I can rest it comfortably on the cutting board. Then half it, quarter, okay? And I'm using this dough scraper to put the vegetables on the side for later when we actually use them. Now let's quarter 3 tomatoes. I use plum tomatoes. I use plum tomatoes because I prefer them for their flavor and for their cooking profile. Peel, then cut the potatoes into roughly 3/4 inch slices. I took the chickens out of the fridge, I pat them dry, arranged them on a tray, and I reserved the marinade liquid. Turn the heat at medium high and add 1/4 cup olive oil to the pan. Add the chicken in stages, skin down. We want to sear the chickens first so we can extract all that chicken fat goodness, building up flavors in the bottom of the pan. Cook chickens on both sides, then remove and set aside on a tray. To the same pot and oil, add 2 star anise, 2 bay leaves, 3 cardamom pods, and 1 teaspoon turmeric. This is also known as my secret weapon. Now fry the potatoes, making sure the exterior is crispy and golden brown on both sides. After 8 to 10 minutes, remove the spices. They've done their duty. Now let's arrange everything. Starting with the chicken, skin face up. We want the potatoes at the bottom of the pan so they can collect all those juices that are going to be extracted from the chicken as it cooks. Then add the onions and the tomatoes. Try to cover the gaps between the chicken pieces. Then cover with half a cup of chicken stock combined with the marinated liquid. For the chicken stock, I use hot water and 1 chicken cube. Roast in a preheated oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 177 degrees Celsius, for an hour with the lid on. I would check on it after 45 minutes and then cook for another 30 minutes with the lid off. While the chicken is roasting in the oven, let's get some toppings ready. Toast some pine nuts in a dry pan on low heat until golden brown and set aside for later. Cut some lemon wheels, which you can also lightly saute for later. And roughly chop some parsley. Remove pot from oven and set aside to cool. Just look at that. Arrange on a plate the potatoes, onions and tomatoes and top with a piece of chicken. My absolute favorite is the chicken thigh. Then sprinkle with some parsley, pine nuts, and lemon wheels. Now top it with the sauce from the bottom of the pan. Look at that. This is gonna be so freaking delicious. And you know what's the best thing about it? On the second day, it tastes even better. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like and leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. See you next week.